Hi everyone, welcome back to Faith Wings. I'm Melissa, and today I have a Bible verse for you. Sorry if it's echoing in here. I actually just moved today, and so this is my old apartment right now. I am so excited to say that I finally was able to buy my own house, and it's a little townhome. It's super cute. I'm sure you guys will see it in future videos, but today I just wanted to talk about the Bible with you. Because while I was moving my bed today, I found one of my bookmarks. So I have these little Bible bookmarks that you can use, and you can like open them and like put them around the page like that. And then it just saves your spot. And so to me, this is like one of those things where you have to look up the verse, right? You can't just like not look it up. And so the verse on here is Mark 11:22, and it says on here, have faith in God. But that's kind of obviously out of context, so I was like, oh, I'm going to grab my Bible. So I have it right here. And I'm going to read the section so I'm going to read two parts. This is going to be kind of a long Bible passage today because they kind of go hand in hand. So the first part is Mark 11:12, and it's titled, Jesus Curses the Fig Tree. The next morning, as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. He noticed a fig tree in full leaf a little way off, so he went over to see if he could find any figs. But there were only leaves because it was too early in the season for fruit. Then Jesus said to the tree, "May no one ever eat your fruit again." And the disciples heard him say it. I thought this was kind of funny. I actually wrote LOL next to it on my Bible, but then I kept reading and it was actually really cool. So let me keep reading to you. Jesus clears the temple. When they arrived back in Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple and began to drive out the people buying and selling animals for sacrifices. He knocked over the tables of money changers and the chairs of those selling doves, and he stopped everyone from using the temple as a marketplace. He said to them, "The scriptures declare, my temple will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have turned it into a den of thieves." When the leading priests and teachers of religious law heard what Jesus had done, they began planning how to kill him. But they were afraid of him because the people were so amazed by his teaching. That evening, Jesus and the disciples left the city. The next morning, as they passed by the fig tree he had cursed, the disciples noticed it had withered from its roots up. Peter remembered what Jesus had said to the tree the previous day and exclaimed, "Look, Rabbi, the fig tree you cursed has withered and died." Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Have faith in God." This is the verse that was on the bookmark. "Have faith in God. I tell you the truth, you can say to this mountain, 'May you be lifted up and thrown into the sea,' and it will happen. But you must really believe it will happen and have no doubt in your heart. I tell you, you can pray for anything, and if you believe that you've received it, it will be yours. But when you are praying, first forgive anyone you are holding a grudge against, so that your Father in heaven will forgive your sins too." I just think that's so powerful. First of all, I can't help but loving Jesus, like showing his emotions about like not finding any figs. And then like, that's kind of to me like a little, like it's funny nowadays, but I'm sure it wasn't funny when they were talking about it. But, I mean, Jesus does have a sense of humor, right? So, and he made it actually happen with the fig tree actually withering, which I think is also cool. But in between that, he is going to the religious leaders and he's angry at them for turning the house of God into a marketplace. And he's so angry that he literally flips tables and does not put up with it. And I think that that's something that a lot of Christians could actually like learn from, myself included. And that is that like, when it's time to tell the truth or time to put something like that you know is wrong in its place, like we're supposed to do that. We're not supposed to sit by and just let life pass us by. We're called to act when people are defiling God like they were in this story. But going further on, and this is the part that I really identified with, And it's the part that this bookmark was from, which is the have faith in God, that Jesus says. And I love when these little bookmarks are like from Jesus. I just think his words are like the best parts of the Bible. But I enjoy this part because he says, if you really believe you can do something, you can actually do it. You just have to believe and trust in it and want it with your whole heart. And I think that that puts more power into our hands. And I really like that. Like, I just think that we have to take accountability for our lives. And I think that even if it's hard to do it, if you really want it, that you can actually do anything. If you really want it and really believe in it, and really know that it'll happen, which is what he says. He says, but you must really believe it will happen and have no doubt in your heart. I tell you, you can pray for anything, and if you believe that you've received it, it will be yours. So if you believe that you've actually already received it and you're grateful, then it will be yours. And then the last part of this passage is that Jesus says, but first, before you do any of that, forgive anyone who has betrayed you or anyone who's hurt you. You have to forgive them first. And that's the part that I think a lot of us forget sometimes, is that if we have any grudges or anything in our hearts, we need to forgive before we can ask God or start anything in our lives and it work out. So I think that there's so much wisdom in these passages that I really encourage you to go look at Mark chapter 11 and read it for yourself. Okay, I gotta go finish moving, so I hope you enjoyed the passage today, and please remember to like and subscribe if you did. Please check out our other content as well, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.